This is Nigeria's first family healthy lifestyle and edutainment radio station 107.3 Darling FM. Hello and welcome to the world news. I am Chidera, Rosecamille, Aneke. Here are the headlines. Federal High Court Owerri insists no jurisdiction has the right to decide on membership of any political party. Relief Markets chairman warns traders to stop illegal dumping of refuse into drainages and walkways. New York State passes bill legalizing recreational marijuana. Details shortly. Senate is waiting to have the Ministers of Health, Dr. Osagi Ehanire, Trade and Industry, Nii Adebayo, to explain the importation of about 1 billion syringes and needles from China and India against policy guidelines. Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration, Professor Mojishola Adeyeye, is also expected to join the duo. The decision was taken by the Senate Committee on Health after a 2-day public hearing that revealed how the local industries that manufacture syringes and needles were not patronized. The public hearing, which ended, looked at the need to regulate the manufacturing, importation and use of syringes and needles to protect the lives and safety of Nigerians as well as the economy of Nigeria. Chairman, Senate Committee on Health, Senator Ibrahim Oloriegbe, noted that the Minister of Trade and Industry's deliberate refusal to implement the backward integration policy on local production of syringes in the last 5 years. According to the chairman, it was against the state policy that NAFDAC licensed companies in India and China to import syringes and needles into Nigeria. Federal High Court sitting in Owerri has ruled that no jurisdiction has the right to decide on the membership of any political party. Presiding Judge Justice Agada, who disclosed this during the ruling, declared that membership of political parties are domestic affairs of parties, as courts cannot decide whose membership of any party as it is not justiciable. Addressing journalists after the ruling, counsels of the plaintiff and defendants involved shared their views on the judgment.
Things are illegal. Counsel to the plaintiffs in this suit that came up today. Plaintiffs, I mean ABGA and some other ABGA members. Well, the court has delivered a ruling on issue of jurisdiction saying it does not have jurisdiction. But we believe that the court has jurisdiction based on the peculiar nature of this case. Based on the case is not so much about determining a party's candidature can be in one party and belong to another party at the same time. Because these are the issues. This is the jurisprudential issue, whereby that's why it's good for the courts to go beyond precedents. So that is how the law develops. Law is supposed to be dynamic.
Well, my name is W.A. Olajide. I represent Senator Aruna in this matter. And we raise objection to the suit of the ABGA and its members on 4 principal grounds. Because cost follow effect. The law is that cost follow effect. They made us to expend money needlessly because by virtue of the decision, they are making some interlopers. In the affairs of the APC, they have no business coming in. So they have no right dragging us here. So for dragging, but the court has enjoined us to be magnanimous.
Also, Imo State ABGA Chairman John Iwala said his party is astonished with the decision of Justice Agada as the case is on Ararume and others.
Someone who is a member and a BOT member of a particular political party who has not officially and legally resigned, they have the qualifications to contest elections with another political party platform, which has been heard and determined today, where the court has left the issue of jurisdiction, joined the substantive matter. Because the law says that whenever an issue of jurisdiction is being brought before the court should suspend every other thing and iron out the issue of jurisdiction. But what we saw today is that both the issue of jurisdiction and the substantive matter were all fixed together. So we go to appeal and trash it out.
This comes on the heels of Imo North senatorial wranglings on whether Senator Ifeanyi Ararume should be classified as a member of 2 political parties. High Court sitting in Kaduna State has again adjourned the trial of the embattled leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, Ibrahim El Zakzaki, and his wife Zinat till May 25, 2021 for the continuation of hearing on the case. During the sitting, the prosecuting counsel, Darid Bayero, finally rested his case by presenting his last witness. He also praised the courts to overrule the no-case submission by the defense counsel and to go on and convict the defendants as provided in the law. Counsel to El Zakzaki, Abubakar Marshall, who represented the lead counsel, Femi Falana, a senior advocate of Nigeria, is expected to open his defense during the next adjourned date. He, however, told journalists that he will be entering a no-case submission for the defendants, adding that there is no criminal case so far that has been established against the defendants by the Kaduna State government. In compliance with the Imo Deputy Governor's directives to market leaders, traders, and the general public that dump refuse into drainages as well as those trading on walkways, caretaker, chairman of Relief Market Owerri, Engineer Kelechi Chidera, says henceforth offenders will be treated as saboteurs in the market. Engineer Chidera disclosed that his leadership of Relief Markets chapter of Isamata has set up task force committees to actualize the government's directives, especially to preserve the newly constructed walkways in the market. He frowns at the attitude of some traders that are opposed to the government's directives, while admonishing one Mrs. Nkiru Etiti for allegedly spearheading oppositions on government instruction.
Because he gave me an instruction, even asked me to create more task force that will take care of that road, even the drillage and the walkway, which I did. He even instructed me to even pick up any person that I saw putting dustbin in that drillage for him to be arrested and locked up so that others will let. The person defaulted because he defaulted the instruction that the deputy governor gave us and so on. And the task force members, they moved to seize that person's goods to enable the market knows very, very well that the instruction that the deputy governor gave, that we have implemented it. So this woman was the person who went there and released those goods here. Meanwhile, that those items that they seize must not go anywhere, that it must be given back to those people. Thereby, my good people of for them to be very, very careful and abide with the rules and law and orders given by the deputy governor.
When contacted, one of the accused, Mrs. Nkiru Etiti, denied such act, stating that her position as vice chairman to Engineer Chidera cannot engage in such despicable act.
Because all to government I took a refuge, our governor. We can't kick him. So you all are a method you must imagine. What you want you as a Brianish and I do my blood. So, rather now, a 2-year-old inside, outside the gate. Oh, can but as inside the gate. Walk one and the Boge rule, okay, rule, move. Likewise, they can now was. But he gave you way, or Namana get a number, or Namana get a number. It just gave you lend the key, listen the
Group chairman for all market lines, Kevin Owanaka, alluded that those that dump refuse into gutters do it at night, while appealing to traders to appreciate Governor Uzodima's government for showing traders reasonable interest on welfare of traders. Young African Leadership Initiative Yali Network, an initiative of the United States Department of State, has called on more integration of youths in economic plans and policies of Nigeria. Yali African Regional Ambassador Abba Ikue said this while addressing journalists at a youth development concert held at the Avan Ikoku Federal College of Education, Owerri. Ikue, a lecturer in the Department of English and Literature of the college, identified youth as being at the heart of global economy.
Of sit-tight syndrome among our African leaders is to begin to raise the consciousness of the youth to first of all identify where their strength is regarding their talents and begin to hone them. So we are saying go into business. If you are in public sector, give in your best to the services of that sector. If you are in ICT, give in your best to the services of that sector. If you are in music, give in your best to the services of that sector. And as you give in your best to the services, you should also remember the economic benefits accruing from those services. It is only when we are economically viable and strong and we come together to begin to work towards changing our problems in our various communities. So we need to hold this kind of international press conference from time to time. Let African youth begin to wake up. We are the strength of the Nigerian economy right now. Oil is going down. And as we speak, in fashion, in music, in ICT, in Nollywood, the income coming from there is more than what we are getting from oil right now.
According to him, the 2021 Young African Leadership Initiative YALI agenda is targeted at Nigeria youths.
That I inform you that this year's YALI agenda is titled YALI for Youth, meaning that our program for 2021 is going to be dedicated to identifying youths who have grown in their various endeavors of life, be it academics, be it public sector, be it ICT, be it music, be it politics, be it media and journalism practice, and so on and so forth. Right now, I want to charge us, the media and the general public, to go in search of a group of African youth medical doctors who fought Ebola to a standstill and helped Nigeria to be the first country to completely eradicate Ebola from the continent of Africa. Go and make this public. Make the world know wherever they are in any part of the world, we want to fish them out. Barack Obama wants to have a handshake with them. YALI wants to bring them out and celebrate them as examples of African leaders of the 21st century.
Earlier in a welcome address, Provost of the college, Dr. Dana Anyangu, who was represented by the Dean, School of Languages, Dr. Ukachukwu Wachuku, called on students of the college to take advantage of the opportunity for greatness. Also, the head Department of English and Literature of the college, Dr. Godfrey Obunna, called on government at all levels to support YALI's youth-friendly initiatives, as according to him, the youth will always remain tomorrow's leaders. This is 107.3 Darling FM Owerri. If you are just joining us, you are listening to the World News. In the news, Federal High Court Owerri insists no jurisdiction has the right to decide on membership of any political party. Relief Market Chairman warns traders to stop illegal dumping of refuse into drainages and walkways. Still to come, New York State passes bill legalizing recreational marijuana. Still ahead is Business Report. Stay tuned.
Missed any of the developing stories during the week? Do you want to get up to speed with the news? Tune in to the People's Radio 107.3 Darling FM at noon every Saturday for the Week in Review. The Week in Review, reminding you of the week's stories today.
Thank you for staying with us here on 107.3 Darling FM. Now to the foreign scene. New York State lawmakers have passed a bill legalizing recreational marijuana, with Governor Andrew Cuomo saying he will sign it into law. New York will join 14 other U.S. states and the District of Columbia in permitting cannabis use after the bill was backed by both state chambers, where Cuomo's Democratic Party holds strong majorities. Cuomo's office has said the change could net an additional $350 million in annual tax revenues and create tens of thousands of jobs. The law will allow adults 21 and over to purchase cannabis and grow plants for personal consumption at home, with a plan to divert some funds to drug treatment and education. New York will automatically clear records of people with past convictions of marijuana-related offenses that will no longer be criminalized. The state plans to tax marijuana sales at 9%, with revenues from additional 4% tax divided between local and county governments. In business, House of Representatives Committee on Customs and Excise has Yes, in business, House of Representatives Committee on Customs and Excise has proposed a revenue target of 1.56 trillion naira for the Nigeria Customs Service in 2021, up from the original 1.4 trillion naira proposition. The amount was set for the Nigeria Customs Service in 2020 before the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic that led to a downward review of the target to 1.3 trillion naira. The committee resolved to jack up the figure at a budget defense session held with the Controller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Hamid Ali, in Abuja. Ali, however, decried that the African Continental Free Trade Area and the World Trade Organization agreements entered into by Nigeria were already affecting the country's revenue negatively. The customs proposed a ban on importation of vehicles that had been used for more than 7 years. Chairman of the committee, Lik Abejide, said the lawmakers will retain the targets on duties and value-added tax collection as the customs was able to surpass the reduced target during the lockdowns while the COVID-19 pandemic was already here. And that's the world news as produced by Ezine Glory Alazie. You can reach our news desk for coverage and eyewitness report on 0818 732 5104 or send an email to darlingfmnews@gmail.com. You can also listen to Darling FM from anywhere in the world. Go to www.darlingfm.ng and click to listen. Stay safe. And don't forget to wash your hands with soap and that running water. I am Chidera, Rosecamille, and Aneke. News update is at 5 p.m. Good afternoon.